Alright, so we're here sweet spotting with the full WGP stock lower tube, the new version. So stock springs, both sides, lightning bolt. IVG is 3 turns in from flush. So got set a shade under 200 psi to start. Hopefully you can actually read the chrono this time. Gonna move it. Good. 174. Whoa. There we go, that's better. Okay. Gonna go up. We're at 230 psi. Clearing shots. 296, 294, 291. Okay, that was 230 psi. Going up. Going up to 260. We're at 260. I'll try to show you guys from here on out. My fault. 260 psi. We're at 216. That's 260. We're at 300 on the dot. Clearing shots. Oh, sorry. You can see straight up and down there. It's 300 on the dot. We're definitely still going up at 300 psi. We're at 330. We're at 330 psi. Still going up. Still going up at 330. Okay. We can go up to 350. Starting to drizzle a little bit, so 350 psi on the dot. Still going up. We're still going up at 350 psi. We're going to go up to 60, 70. We're at 380 psi. 380 psi. Some clearing shots. Okay. And we went down. So that's the first time we went down. Just to double check. We're going up to 400. This is 400 psi now. And that's lower too. Oh, we'll double check one more time. And that's lower too. So, gonna go. Oh. We're back at 350. Back at 350. Actually, let's go down a little bit more. I'm sorry, 330. Okay, so we're at 330. Actually, go down a little bit more. That's 340. We gotta go. Okay, that's 330. So 330. We're gonna say 340 at 330. Now we're at 340 psi. 340 psi. Oops. Definitely higher. 340 psi. We're going to say 350. We're at 350 at 340. Now we're at 350 psi. tell you what, that was actually lower. That was actually lower than we were at 340. Gonna go up to 360. This is 360 psi. And aside from that, that one outlier ball, I think we were lower too. So I got it back to 340 psi. Let's see, we're at right on the dot, 340 psi, and we should have a couple shots here in the 350s. 350. This is definitely the highest we've gotten. So 340 psi. Now what I'm going to do, leave it at 340 psi. I'm going to adjust. Adjust our velocity. Hoping I can actually get it down low enough. Like I said, it was only like 3 turns in from flush. 1, 2. See what happens. Well, this actually looks like it's too low. I backed it out to 2. Ooh, did you get that one? 292, 289. I'm gonna go up just a smidge. We're going up like a quarter of a turn. Oh, you can hear some kids in the background getting popped. Okay. Okay, this is what we're playing with. So I'll let you see it. So we're at 340 psi, and then if you look at the IVG, we're about we got some stuff in there. We're about, you know, maybe 1 full turn in from flush. You can see like 1 whole thread. So gotta get that. That was just some dirt in there. But, so all right, beat the drizzle. Okay, so a couple quick things. Shoot, I just banged my elbow on my car. Got a fresh 3000 psi air fill in our tank. Filled it really nice and slow. Didn't get that hot at all. Fresh bag of 500 paintballs. And we're gonna go play a couple games and see how far we get with it. I do want to mention 2 things. It's a little cooler today. Just want to say that because I don't know if it makes a difference. This is the first real fall day that we've done a test. It's all of 65 degrees. And also I think it's worth mentioning, we have a really good paint to barrel fit. We're using a 0.682 insert, and it's just fitting really well with the paint. So I think it's worth mentioning. And yeah, so we took the gauge off. We're ready to go. All right, every paintball that goes through the autococker from here on out is going to be, hold on a second. Is going to be from that that bag. So, and again, the normal setup we have, really conservatively timed. Do have the low pressure chamber on there, and sidewinder at 340 psi. Here we go. All right, so empty bag. Shot a ton of paint that game, and then went to the chrono area until, you know, it wasn't usable much more. Gotta tell you, that's all the paint we got left. So I'm gonna count it, but I feel like it's 4, 8, 18, 22, 26, 7, 51. 51 paintballs left. Sweet spotted newer version of the stock valve with our little tank, 22 cubic inch, right? 22, I always say it wrong, 22 cubic inch. Sweet spot in the 290s. So, just unbelievable performance. The stock valve, like, compared to, oh, gas. Compared to some of the aftermarket valves we've tested, 449 shots out of that little tank is quite impressive, for sure. Just wild. But that's why we do it. Test stuff out. But 340 psi sweet spot. It's good stuff. So there's that. So one thing I will say about that test, I'm done. Yeah. So something I will say is we had a great paint to barrel fit there. I think that was a huge key to it. The 682 insert with this paint just fit very well. I mean, can't emphasize enough how important that is, and some of the other tests, it wasn't so great. So, paint to barrel fit's huge. We had a good one today. A good setup, but this isn't, I just keep thinking back to some of the other tests we've done, and that's all. It's just kind of whatever.